everyone, welcome to Zest the Best.
Most
Let's
people
have some
think
fun.
parrots are just birds with bright feathers and loud voices. But Bax knew better. He knew that his parrot, Zest, was actually a tiny feathered comedian in a colorful suit. Zest didn't just fly. He strutted like he owned the whole living room. Zest didn't need a battery to be an alarm clock. Every morning, at exactly 7 o'clock, he would puff out his chest and make a sound like a giant squeaky horn. It was the silliest way to wake up, but it always made Bax giggle before he even opened his eyes. Breakfast was Zest's favorite time to perform. While Bax ate his cereal, Zest would march across the table, picking up a single grape and holding it like a trophy. He would bow low, then toss the grape into the air, only to watch it land right in the middle of Bax's bowl. Then there was the ring-ring incident. Whenever the phone rang, Zest would wait for the third ring and then perfectly mimic the sound of a doorbell. Ba, ba, ba. Bax would run to the front door, open it wide, and find absolutely nobody there except for a very smug-looking parrot. Zest loved to help with the chores. When Bax was sorting the laundry, Zest would dive into the pile of clean clothes. He would emerge a moment later wearing a bright blue sock over his head like a floppy hat, waddling around until he tripped over his own tail. Bax tried to teach Zest how to shake hands, but Zest had different ideas. Every time Bax held out his hand, Zest would ignore it and start doing a frantic, bouncy dance instead. He bobbed his head up and down so fast that he looked like a colorful blur of clay. One afternoon, Zest discovered the full-length mirror in the hallway. He stared at the other parrot for a long time. Then, he started a very serious conversation with his reflection, clicking his beak and whistling a tune that sounded exactly like a tea kettle. When they went for walks, Zest sat on Bax's shoulder. He didn't say hello to the neighbors. Instead, he would wait until a car honked and then bark exactly like the neighbor's grumpy bulldog. Bax had to apologize to everyone, even though he was laughing. Even when the sun went down, Zest wasn't finished being silly. As Bax turned off the lights, Zest would make a long, slow sound like a creaking door. Creak. He would keep doing it until Bax said, "Okay, Zest, that's enough." Then Zest would let out a tiny, satisfied chirp. Finally, it was time for sleep. Bax tucked himself in, and Zest fluffed his feathers until he looked like a round ball of yarn. "Good night, silly bird," Bax whispered. Zest waited a beat, then whispered back in a perfect imitation of Bax's voice. "Good night, silly boy."
Good night, silly bird.
Good night, silly boy.